It's funny to use a microphone when I don't really need to use a microphone. But thank you for coming to our made-for-TV movie today. It's actually really exciting, events like this for your community and for us. And we're starting with a guy who had a lot to do with this happening, Councilman Bob Weiner.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. I'm just one of the kids of Fairfax. Jimmy Albanese, would you come up here with me? Back at the turn of the century, I brought the then county executive out here and said, you know, we need a bridge across this park. Then when the county leased some of the, you can hear the kids, the church, some of our parkland so they could have a playground, we ended up needing 2 bridges. Fairfax is a planned community with lots of walking paths. It gives you the option to walk to where you live, shop, work, and play. That's why so many generations have wanted to come here. From right after post-World War II to now, you have professionals that live here, people that retire, they have their children and their grandchildren. It started the year that I started, 1950. And Alfred Vallone had the vision. He bought the Weldon farm. The Weldons used to ride across their trucks across the back 40 of the Fairfax Park. Yeah. And now it's Fairfax Vallone's vision of integrated shopping, apartments, small houses, large houses. The vision that we now see today as new urbanism was started here by Mr. Vallone in his vision in 1950. So my life also followed the track here in when I was 19 years old. A couple decades later, I decided to work my way through college and law school selling ice cream every summer, 13 hours a day, 7 days a week. And this was the heart of my route, Fairfax. Almost 900 homes. And I was Bob the ice cream man. I had to get outside my truck and sell. So when I started knocking on doors to run for office in 1996, people said, Bob the ice cream man, we missed you last summer. No, I'm not your ice cream man anymore. It's been more than a few summers. I'm now here to be your county councilman. That was a few years ago. Now we have a great leadership team. Jimmy Albanese, Scott Zaccolo, come on up. Sacalillo. And Phyllis Schmidt, who's been here since 1961. We have Logan Sturgill, Laura Cook, Lisa Richtel, and Rich O'Malley, all our leadership team here.
A round of applause.
All right, give them a round of applause. So I want to thank our county parks team. Paul, would you please come forward? Because we have the best parks team. They work with insufficient number of people, but they, Paul, how do we make things like this happen when you don't even have enough people or money to make it happen? How did this bridge happen?
Well, we prioritize and work with the community and do the best we can with the resources we have. And this came about by everybody working together and collaborating.
Yet there weren't many projects that were able to afford to do this. Fairfax made it to the top of the list because some people kept reminding you.
Well, we've been talking about this for a while, so that's how it came to the top. Absolutely.
Yep. Well, thank you all, and I'll hand this back to our county executive, Matt Meyer. He's a great county executive with a vision and a passion, and like me, he shares pathways and love of bikes and walking. That's so, right. Matt, this is a new pathway to add to our system.
Thanks a lot, Councilman Weiner. I just want to add a couple things real quick. First of all, let's give Councilman Weiner a big round of applause. He's a huge advocate for Fairfax and for this bike. He was selling very sweet things to the people of North Wilmington decades ago, and he continues to sell sweet ideas. This is really important to me. I grew up off Shipley Road, and my father was a big advocate of, how do I say it, cheap gas. And we would drive all the long distances to get the cheapest gas in the area. And for about 10 years, when I was a kid, cheapest gas was right there. And it's gone now, and so it brings a little tear to my eye thinking about times with my dad driving from Philly on fumes to try to get right here to this corner. But Kathy Jennings, my chief administrative officer, is here. Jason Miller, my head of communications, is here. And also let's recognize State Senator Greg Lavelle. That's right. But it's really important. I know it's really important to Senator Lavelle, and it's really important to Kathy Jennings and myself and everyone on my staff that we preserve open space in the county and we take care of open space in the county. And it's easy to say, and sometimes it's hard to do. It costs money. This here alone costs $28,000, which may not seem a lot, but you build it across the county. We have 247 parks across the county. A lot of the bigger ones, Glasgow, Rockwood, Carousel, get a lot of the attention. But my view is that these are the parks that matter. And we're working hard to connect these parks so that you can walk and bike from your home to other parks and across the community. So thanks. You're the, I know I'm preaching to the choir, you're the ones that come out on a cold November morning. So I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate your advocacy. And let's continue to work together with Councilman Weiner to make the area across my favorite gas station a beautiful place to be. So thanks a lot. We can go ahead and do some cutting.
Okay.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come on, scissors.
Yay! All right. Big cold. Yeah, that's right.